Hey, how are you guys doing? It's Shib here. I wanted to make a quick little video to answer one of the most common situations I always come across. And when I'm talking to roofing contractors, a lot of times what happens is they tell me that, hey, SEO doesn't work. I tried it. I tried this, that. I had a company who did backlinks and got me this and tried to get me this, but it never worked. I never got any jobs from it. So then I tell them and I go on to explain, and when I ask them exactly what was done and what were they trying to do and how long did it take, I just hear, often this horrible story. So wanted to, based on what I come across all the time, I wanted to wrap it together and kind of give a brief overview of why is it that most SEO companies just do not work for roofing contractors, especially in 2017, okay? And moving forward, I'm pretty much going to assume. And first of all, I took some notes here, and that is here, wrong sense of metrics, okay? And I wrote here in brackets, first page isn't first page if you aren't up there semantically. So I'm going to explain what this means right now. So what happens is a lot of times when people sign up with a SEO company, they give them a bunch of keywords. Like here's 5 to 10 keywords we're going to get you for. The main one being, let's say, like they say, roofing contractors in Bronx, New York, or best roofing contractors in Bronx, New York, then a zip code, or something like that, right? So some people will go that bad, which is, nobody types that in and they won't even show you the search volume. But some people who do show you the search volume, there's some companies who will be like, all right, let me get you for roofing contractors Bronx, New York. That has search volume, meaning that if you go to the Google Keyword Planner, it's a free tool, anybody can access it, and you type in roofing Bronx, let's say, right? Google will tell you how many people every single month are looking for roofing contractors, and more importantly, what are they typing in into Google when they're searching for roofing services, right? So it tells us one of the words is Bronx roofing. We go down, we'll see like, related keywords to this, other areas. Let me like change over to another page. Let's see if there's some other comes by. General contractor Bronx NY. This has 90 people searching for it. Roofing company Bronx NY 20, right? Let's say, for example, the company aims for roofing company Bronx, New York, right? For you. And then you get up to the first page and you just leave it there, right? A lot of times people make it to the first page and they never get any traction. And the reason being, as you can see, is that they have a wrong sense of the metric. Roofing company Bronx, New York only has 20 people searching for this every single month. Not only is it a low search volume keyword, but also if you were to come up in the first page, like let's say these companies here, guess what, guys? It's 2017. It's almost 2018. Nobody goes here even anymore. Nobody even really goes to the bottom of the page. Most of it is done literally in the first 3 listings, or you'd have to be in the maps, right? Maps is the golden place, right? If you're not in the maps and if you're a local business, then you're just missing out the whole idea of online marketing. There's no other single place that can give you more traction and results than the maps. It's not only does it come on top of the listings, but also all the information the homeowner needs to make a decision right then and there. They have it in front of them. Your phone number, your reviews, how far are you from there, direction-wise, driving, all this stuff. When are you closing, your time, hours of operation, everything is in front of them with one click on the phone, which is where most of the traffic is going to come from, right? So the first thing you need to make sure when you're going with SEO company is that they're doing it a holistic campaign for local businesses, not just, hey, we're going to get you on the first page for, one of the key terms, and then that's that. Because even if you come in the first page for here, you're not going to get any calls from it. You're not going to get traction, right? I pulled up one of the companies that used to be in the first page and I spoke to not too long ago. They might not be liking me using them as an example, but they should be fine. Basically, this company has gotten 1,500 backlinks. They were using a company that was giving them, I think, like 100 or 200 backlinks per month, right? And they basically told, showed them how backlinks is the #1 way to rank, blah, 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 blah. Everything they said is true. But when you come and look at the main things, which is traffic, You know, how many people are coming to your website on a regular basis, on a weekly basis? 0. I moved the 6 month. 0. 1 year. There was okay, 2 people came. You see what I'm talking about? They were ranking in the first page in Bronx for one of those good terms, but nobody ever came to the website, right? Which is the second part of the sale. First, they choose you, they come to the website, okay? Third is they make a call, which you also should be tracking, all right? So now that you have a better understanding of what metrics to look for, the conversations you should be asking the SEO company should be like, hey, based on the contractors you've worked with, how many people used to come to their website before? Well, in 3 months, what did you increase that to? You would want to see case studies, not just screenshots and stuff like that. You want to see live case studies, preferably through video of where their contractor was before and what kind of traffic they brought to the website. A better way to go about it would be, do you have recorded calls? Not to listen to the calls, but the call metrics. How many calls did you bring in? This especially is getting more popular now, of where companies are learning that if you don't track your calls, you are not having any clue of where your marketing money is going. If you're putting $1,000 towards something, there should be a specific number that would be attached to that $1,000 that when it brings back your returns, you know that, okay, I sent 1,000, it brought me back 5,000, 8,000 worth of business, right? So that's that. Now I'm going through all my points, but let me go to the second part. The second part I already covered, which is they wind them down to looking at backlinks and unimportant metrics, right? A lot of times we get like 17 different reports from SEO companies, and it's like they're all saying stuff, but they're not saying anything at the same time, right? Oh, there's bounce rates that went up, your website is now faster, all this stuff. But if you don't have traffic and if you don't have calls, there is no reason to even have the other metrics. Those are all, they're all tree branches of the main two, which is traffic, real customers that are coming to the business, and phone calls, real sales calls from homeowners interested in roofing services that are coming from your website. The other things are just redundant until those are set. The last thing I want to talk about is often these campaigns are one-dimensional. Okay, so what I mean by that is this. You are doing SEO, right? And they tell you like, hey, it's going to take 6 months, and you sign a contract, whatever, right? When they start doing SEO and they keep going, that 6 months is more of like a risk to the roofing contractor, not the SEO company, right? The roofer is giving out 6 months of payment, and these, being in New York, usually these things are not cheap, and even other places of the states, these are not cheap. We are looking at over $1,000, $1,500 for a decent roofing company at a minimum, right? So you are already going to be in the hole for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 before any return it comes back. So what I would recommend is to only go with companies that are results-based SEO agencies, meaning that they literally have key metrics set in place where they say that, hey, there's no contract. Month 1 we start. The main point of month 1 is that out of the budget you are spending with us for SEO, we're going to take a portion of it and make you return your money back at the least. So for example, if you're spending $2,000 with the SEO company, within a couple of weeks, it's not going to even take a month, within a couple of weeks, every time you pay, they should bring you back your money and some more, right? But at the least, you shouldn't have to go into a massive hole of $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 before they start making your money back. They should have lead generation systems in place. After all, it should be a full, they are a marketing company, right? They are doing SEO. For local businesses, you do not do SEO for long haul like that. It's a misconception, right? It's something that we SEO, SEOs a lot of times use. I used to use this, to be honest, even. Like, hey, SEO takes a long time. But as I grew, I learned that no, that's more for national brands. They do it like that, where you're trying to take over a beauty niche for all of America. Then you have metrics like, all right, 6 months we should have this much traffic. Well, in 1 year we should have this much movement, things like that, because they know that within 2 years they're going to make a move that's going to bring in results because they're going for a big market. For local SEO, for local contractors, for roofing contractors, it should be a 1-to-1 ratio. You pay the budget, and you should be making your money back within weeks times. And then also a chunk of that is going for SEO, which is getting you up for your organic visibility, for your maps, for your organic listings, right? But it should never be that you are spending money for no reason. All right, so I'm going to try to wrap this up because it's almost 10 minutes. But the last thing, as you can see, is that what I put is they don't track the source of calls, which is completely, it blows my mind how many people are not using a call tracking software in their business. Even if you're not doing SEO, please, for the sake of God, use call tracking. Even if you're handing out flyers, because you want to grow, you want to learn what is working, right? How can you grow a business if you don't know exactly what is working and how well it's working? If you spend $1,000 in flyers and $1,000 in facts, right? And let's say they both kind of work, but one of them brings you, for every $100 you spend, it gives you a lead, or brings a new customer. And the other one, every $500 you spend, it brings you a customer. If you're doing both at the same time, you don't actually know which one is what. But if you had a separate phone number that rings only for facts and separate phone number that rings for the flyers, that all come to you, but you can track online where the calls are coming from. For example, I'll just show it since I'm talking about it so much. All right. Excuse me for the loading. For example, okay, we are working with our client here, right? We know that they're getting 30 calls. They got 30 calls this month so far from one of the numbers. The other number, they got 37 calls, right? It's two different map listings that we're optimizing in two different towns that they're both serving. They both ring the phone and they're one cell phone, but we're able to see which map listing is working better, right? So if we didn't have this platform, I would be in the blue. I wouldn't know which map listing, which area is better. What kind of, later on in the end of the month, when I want to look back and listen to the calls and be like, which ones brought the better quality of calls? In other words, which town has more people who are willing to spend money at? How will we know that next time they want to spend some more marketing budget, where it's better to put it in? You get it? So anyways, this is crucial. Start tracking your calls as soon as you watch this video, please, even if you're not going to get your SEO company. All right, the last thing I wanted to show was this. Mr. Super Construction Guys is getting 1,500 links and no traffic. But if you type in roofing contractors Bronx, you see that one of the first guys is Eden. Now, I want to ask you, do you think they're getting any traction from this? They're in the maps. Do you think they're getting any kind of results from their visibility here? So let's try to look into them in the SEMrush. All right, so the organic traffic looks like a roller coaster, so let's go into it. They're getting about, let's do monthly, because this is crazy. 60, 40, it goes up. But as you see, as I move my cursor, October 27, 28, 29, there are 15, 19, 17, 20, about 17, there are 14 here, people coming to their business every day, and then there's 20 traffic here. You see, on November 11, 20 people came to the website. So average, you could say about 15 people, 14 sometimes, 20 sometimes, 15 people times 30. If 450 people was coming to your website, do you think that would bring any traction to you? Of course it would. People, like, it doesn't make, like, like, people overlook this stuff. Like, if there's traffic coming to your website, there's 450. Yes, not everybody's going to buy. In fact, based on last year's statistics, Google says only 8 to 20% of the people that come to your website is going to make a call to action in the home improvement niche, right? So on the low end, 0.08. That's 36 people from their online presence that they're getting every single month on average that reach out to them. Maybe with a phone call, maybe they fill out a form, maybe they email them, whatever it is. But would you want 30 extra people contacting you for roofing services? That's what they have here going on. And these are the keywords they're targeting, right? So look at traffic, track phone calls, track things that matter. Don't get blown away when they show you all these charts and stuff and everything they've done. Ask for those metrics and don't let them digress you on any other thing, and it will, you will end up with a company that that knows what they're doing, because they will have to show you case studies of what they did before, and it will be fine. All right. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I hope this made sense. And if you guys have any questions, please go down below and comment. Bye.